What is up, party people? It's Monday. Monday sucks. But today is very interesting because this Monday was not as much sucky as actually my Sunday, but it's Monday. Monday sucks. Was a long Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're here. If you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, or you're on Instagram, or you even on Twitter, we are here every Monday. We are here to entertain you, whiskey news, and chat about everything you need to know. Today is going to be a special episode because we have a guest on the show. I hope everyone is doing well. Grab your drink, grab your pour, and come and let's chat, let's mingle. You guys know Monday does not happen without the man, the myth, the legend, the pink wearing extravaganza man, the real man of the hour, the one, the only, the legend. Tim, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
that's right. Tonight we're pink, bitches.
Pink and pink.
This
Pink
is
and pink.
Bourbon or 911 Bourbon. This is one of his shirts. It's
Okay.
MSRP good, BSM bad.
Let me see. I think I have I have heavy bourbon on today.
There you
So
go.
2020 is what I'm wearing. I have heavy bourbon on today.
Repping the community.
Yes, yes. There's one thing you will know is at least I know one thing for sure. There's one thing I always say is because I'm never ashamed to actually buy something that is of a whiskey community. Like you bought my shirt, and I buy other people's stuff, or proud to wear other people's stuff. And I feel like people have a little stigma about it sometimes. They're like, oh, I only want to wear my stuff, and I'm like,
Right.
if your shirt look dope, if your glass look dope or something look dope, I'll wear it. I don't
Yeah.
mind. I have no ego. I'll wear it. So I want to see Jack in the picture. I would like, if you're here, thanks for joining. Bourbon Jeeper is here. He's on the show. And Top Dog, thanks for joining. I want to make sure you guys know I look amazing in a pink shirt. So that I'm trying to let you keep your ladies and pardon me. If I wear a pink shirt on the show, that's it. Game over for all of y'all. No one actually can actually handle it. All the ladies will be fawning over me. So I'm trying to be nice and respectful. That's why I don't wear a pink shirt. If you're here and you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're anywhere, make sure you share this with your friend, your group. Let's get here because you don't want to miss anything. What's up, Jimmy? How was your Monday?
Pretty chill. I attempted to take a nap at one point today, but that didn't go over so well because my phone started blowing up, and I was like, okay, this is not going to happen. I had two, I think, potential scammers call my actual phone today, which was kind of entertaining because of the way or what we talked about, what Mike and I talked about last night. Um, One dude was looking for Blue Run, and another dude wanted to sell me stuff, and I was like, hmm,
Okay.
okay, so now they're calling. So yeah, that was entertaining. But yeah, man, it was chill. Took Harrison to school, hung out with Rebecca, um, made some sort of Greek food. I made lamb and some tzatziki sauce and some rice, and
Nice.
yeah, man, just hung out, man. Just had a good day. Just mellow, chill day.
I think we're gonna take you off Monday sucks anymore because all your Mondays usually are getting chill anymore. You're off.
My
You
I will say my lately my Mondays have been pretty mellow
feel
and pretty low key.
I
So
need someone who has a stressful Monday like me. you know, that's what I need. I need someone who has a very stressful Monday like me, so they can relate to my pain. When you come on here, I'm not okay with you coming in with this joyful thing of Monday was chill. No, no, no. Anyway, uh, yes, for all of you guys here, there is no Instagram today. We're gonna be on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're on Twitter, that's what we'll be getting on today. Let's talk about whiskey news very quickly. Whiskey news. What do we got on the whiskey news? Major announcement. Major announcement. We have who do we have? We have Heaven Hill that just purchased Surrey and Samsung and Surrey, which include the brand like Brand Whiskey, Few Whiskey, who else? Brand Few, Window Jane, and
Hmm.
um,
I would
there
say Widow Jane. I think Widow Jane's probably one of the bigger ones out of the purchase. I think they're all pretty like well known names,
no
but
Few is the biggest.
Fuse a big name, but I'm saying like as far as I'm strictly talking of like what I hear people ask me for on a regular basis.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
Like it's more I get more questions about Widow Jane than I do Few. So both
that's
big brands though. And I mean it's I'm interested and excited to see how it's gonna go.
yeah. Usually, when a juggernaut take over a brand, usually from the press release, obviously you hear people say, they'll be independently working on their own and whatnot. But we know that usually you have to be effective in doing a business. So not saying that Heaven Hill is going to take over operations, but usually you have to make money, you have to consolidate. And to
Right.
consolidate pretty much mean that you're using our barrels now, you're doing anything. But sometimes I also want, for educational purpose, remind people that when a brand buys another brand, sometimes it's actually a big deal for that smaller brand. Perfect
Oh,
example would
sure.
be Hennessy Moet that bought
Mhm.
Woodinville. Now Woodinville
Mhm.
have access to some of the barrel and some of the infrastructure that Hennessy has that no one actually, asked. I mean, no one normally they won't have access to. They
Sure.
Hennessy Moet also owns, what do you call it, Ardbeg. They own all these brands, so it's kind of a big deal. And somewhere, some of these brands have to make those moves anyway because other brands are buying up everything. Diageo is buying everything.
Oh, yeah, dude.
By the time you talk to someone, you see a brand just rising up, and boom, Diageo bought it. You see a brand going up. I'm talking about Diageo because their brand usually, when they're bought, I feel like lose authenticity. It's like
Hmm.
once the brand is bought by Diageo, it's like that. Like it's so hard to actually talk to anybody once they're under that corporation.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
They're no
Definitely. Yeah.
longer relatable. They're no longer like a one-on-one like our guests that we're about to have on because they're still growing as a brand and they
Mhm.
understand that they have to talk to people that are plugged in the community. Diageo doesn't give a shit if you're talking to someone in the community. They're big enough.
Sure.
They'll sell anyway.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes is a good thing because you're happy for the distillery, but sometimes it's just terrible because you're like it's like now you're no longer part of the regular kid. You
Right.
part of the cool kid now. So you're
Right.
not cool enough. Guys, if you're here and you're jumping in, we have a special guest today. And this couldn't even have fall any better.
I know, right?
Correct. So
It's
that's
so
why
cool how it
the
worked out.
name of the show today is Lucky Seven on the Seventh. So if you're not a gambler, this is your chance. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go all in, baby. Let's go.
Well, the brand we have on for you guys today is Lucky Seven. And for the gentleman, Kiki, that asked about this, at the end of the show, I'll make sure to answer your message here. And for you guys on YouTube, if you're watching, we will be prioritizing people that have a super chat questions, and we'll make sure that we get to the other questions. So if you buy any sticker, any super chat sticker, your question will be prioritized versus other people that are because we get a lot of questions. We do want to give a chance to people that are in a super chat to be able to be prioritized before others. So if you're watching, just remember that you can support the channel by coming in the super chat and making sure that you ask a specific question to our guest, and obviously, to what we're doing or anything that you have of interest in. Now, remember, this is gonna be an amazing show. I can warn you all right now, it's gonna be an amazing show, definitely an amazing show. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
I'm
But
excited, man. I really am.
we have Mike, and he go by JP, but he's John. This brand have came on onto my my feed actually on Facebook, right? And I was like, Lucky Seven. Um, okay, what is this? Is it like a casino? Is it like a brand? What is this? Then amazing, beautiful ad that came on. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that doesn't look bad. Then I went and I look at it. They were a little Instagram shy for a minute, and then it started bumping up and going in, and getting more. And all of a sudden, I belong to two group bourbon enthusiasts and that, and they started the rumbling. Right, if you plugged in the community, when a brand is start coming up, you hear the rumbling. It's more like a what do you call it? Like a having the beginning of diarrhea. Your stomach making noises for no reason. You know the shit's about to come down. No pun intended. But the shit's about to come down, and you hear the rumbling, and then people start saying, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing a barrel pick with this company. What y'all think?" And I'm like, "I just heard of them 2 days ago. Where have they been? How
Yeah.
is it?" So we wanted to come here and have them on the show, let y'all know about it. So when you see it on the shelf, you know exactly what you're buying, how you're buying it, and why you should buy it or not buy it. No one is forcing you to do anything here. So without any further ado, let's welcome my man JP and my man Mike to come in.
Yo, what's
Okay,
up,
no.
guys?
Welcome to Monday Sucks. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have you in.
First thing I'd like to say, Hood, can I use that analogy?
You can you just have to follow me because I
You
got
feel?
wisdom for days.
I mean, that's yours. I just want to ask permission.
You
Can
can
I
you
use?
can you can use it if you like.
Thank you.
This is
Appreciate
we
it.
got wisdom for days.
That's a
Are we,
good
are
one.
we talking
I
about
had
the
to. I don't even have to
talking
write
about
it down. I'll remember that one.
No,
the
I
diarrhea
tell
analogy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You feel the rumble. I like it.
I tell people all the time. It's one of those things that you know. Our background determine how we describe situations. And when someone has to tell you something, me, I literally pay attention to those analogies when someone have to tell you something because it is 100% based on how you raised and the people you raised around, right?
There you
Because you
go.
say diarrhea around to somebody else, they'll be like, "Oh, why you being so gross? That doesn't make no sense." But somebody who grew up in the next to people that have no problem talking about bowel movement, you're like, "Hey, I get what you're trying to tell. This makes sense." 100%.
Everyone, I think knows that feeling.
Yeah.
But
But
welcome to the show, JP. Welcome to the show, Mike. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
coming here. You are here, obviously, representing the man, the new kid on the block, the sexiest girl on the block, the newest kid that come with the new shoes on the block. School started. You got the cool Superman backpack, and everybody want to know who are you and what are you about? So we'll give you the opportunity to present himself. We will start. You know what, Mike? I've been quiet, so I'm gonna start with Mike. Mike,
Oh.
introduce yourself first.
Well, I'm Mike Lahali. I am father of two. um, and John is one of my best friends, JP, from college. And him and I have a long history together. Just, you know, going out clubbing when we were young to when we were both going through our fatherhood years, and now we're sharing a love of bourbon together. So we have had many seasons together, and I grew up in Chicago, and I went to college there. That's where I met John, and I relocated to Los Angeles about 11 years ago. So I'm sort of bi-coastal now. I go back and forth a lot, and yeah, I don't know. That's all I got right now.
Okay, we'll take whatever you got. JP, hit us one time.
so, Mike, at a young age, when we were in college, he owned a little valet company, which turned into a big one. And just to give a little background, I don't know if you guys seen the Last Dance documentary about the Bulls three-peat. That's when we were valeting, when the Bulls were winning those last three championships, and we were the closest trendy restaurants to the United Center. So we really, us and a bunch of other guys, we have this bond from that time because we got to know Jordan and Pippen and Ronnie Harper and all these guys, and yet we'd work a night and running valet, and we'd have wads of cash just because everyone, celebrity, you name it.
Yeah.
But I
We
would
always
say
had more money than our friends.
uh,
We always had more money than our buddies at school.
yeah.
So
No doubt. So then we had a little gap in time, and then we reunited over kind of what we'll say movie producing, but we went to a couple film festivals to try to sell a movie for a dear friend, Adam Brumman. And during that time, we really said to ourselves, what I was in trucking with my brothers. Mike grew a little valet empire in the West Loop of Chicago, and we said, what next? What are we going to do? Yeah. And we started talking about whiskey. And Mike, I think the first thing Mike said was, I hear people buy barrels from known distilleries. I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
That was the start.
Yeah.
And we dug in, and then took a trip to Louisville. And there's a lot that happened after that. But Hood, I seen you wanting to jump in there.
No, it's one of those things that I think you are now our fourth guest that actually started this way, right? Because if you know the story of bourbon as a whiskey, is one of the thing I realized the first year I started visiting Kentucky, the pattern is always great grandfather, grandfather, father, uncle, cousin, nephew, niece.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's always been family, right? Yeah. But when I bring brands on the show, especially new brands, it's always been me and Johnny were just shooting the shit, drinking some bourbon. We like, you know what, Johnny, we made enough money in our life. What else we gonna do? Johnny's like, you know what? This is how we gonna retire. I heard you can actually buy a little bit of juice somewhere and put it somewhere and do something. You want to do something? Johnny go, fuck yeah, I want to do something. Let's do something.
That's 100%. That's 100% right. That's how
it seemed like is a new thing because a lot of people coming into the industry are not actually neither born in or inducted in the industry, and just comes in as a consumer, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm coming as a consumer, I'm just gonna grassroots learn this thing, but all I know is I want to sell some good shit, and I love whiskey. So when you talk about it, it starts just dawning on me that there is a real extreme here between Kentucky history of telling you about how bourbon empires started versus the consumer or new brands are starting. So that was my thing.
Yeah, you picked up on a good point. There is that contrast, I think. And a little background, when John was talking, I wanted to jump in. John and I were enjoying bourbon a couple of years before we decided to go to Kentucky, and we started to realize we like the same things. And John's in Chicago, I'm in LA, so he'd send me a picture of a bottle he found, and I'm like, oh my God, get me one, send it to me. I would do the same for him. So really, that's how we started to realize how much aligned we were with our palate and what we really liked in bourbon. And then we were like, dude, we like bourbon so much. Let's go to Kentucky and let's see what it's like over there, And John's like, John's, one of the things I love about John is he's always like, hell yeah, let's do it. He's never said no to anything. And, so we went to Kentucky, and, the rest is history. But we were really enjoying bourbon. But you're right to that point. We didn't have a story. We didn't have a great grandfather who, cut off his leg at the Civil War and put a recipe in there or something like that. We had no story at all. We knew what we liked. We knew what was good, what good bourbon was and what we thought was good bourbon. And so we had to invent, from that point on. We didn't have anything to go off of, So
why the name Lucky 7?
This kind of goes with the story. We weren't an old distillery, right? We weren't a region of Kentucky. We weren't the first person allegedly that started bourbon. We weren't a dead president. We didn't want to have another dead president as a name. So
Thank God you didn't do that.
So me and Mike talked about this a lot. I mean, it was certainly in the hundreds of names we would have gone over. And actually, Mike tells this story better. So go.
Yeah, okay.
You were watching.
So
You saw this
John's
show.
point, it was a really big source of frustration for both John and I, because we knew, we had already assembled our team by then. We had sourced some bourbon, still no name. We had no name, and we had written down hundreds of names, cool names, whatever, the hound dog or whatever you want to call it, cool stuff, but nothing really resonated with John and I. Like, we wanted to have some meaning. We didn't just want to have some silly name and hope that it would take. So I'll give you the long story. One night I was just, and this is like a year in without a name, by the way, and we're sitting and watching a movie. I'm watching Casablanca, and I watched the whole film beginning to end, and I started Googling just randomly like facts about the movie. I wanted to know where it was filmed. I wanted to know all the stuff about it. I don't know why, but I came across this NPR article about the stage that it was filmed in, and it was Lucky 7 stage. It was called Stage 7, but the stage had won so many Oscars, they started calling it Lucky Stage 7, and then they started calling it Lucky 7. So that name was like resonated with me, and I wrote it down that night, went to bed, woke up the next morning, called John, and I read him the whole story, and he, like, mid-sentence after I said the name, he cut me off. He's like, "That's the name. That's our name." And so we just, and John and I background, him and I are notorious movie quoters. We quote movies from so many different genres. Him and I love movies.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking?
So the whole thing
Could
kind
be
of came
talking to
together.
me.
It was a good moment for us, and then we thankfully got the trademark for it, and then the rest is history. We're Lucky 7. Lucky
Well,
7.
man, dude, you can't be any cooler. Humphrey Bogart is one of the coolest motherfuckers that ever walked this face of the earth. So the fact that that's tied into it somehow,
Yeah.
I love Casablanca. It's one of my favorite classic movies. So here's looking at you, kid.
Yes,
listen,
here's looking at you.
we are movie producers. Look at my IMDb, both of ours.
Already did.
Hey, I see that. I see the look.
Yeah.
My favorite. It says producer of unnamed Avalanche movie. That's the best thing on there.
Yeah. We got the credit though. That's all you need is the credit on IMDb.
The movie has never come out, but we got a credit. So anyway, one of these days, right?
I have a feeling a lot of movie quotes are gonna come out of.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it.
So I would say put a comment in the chat to tell us what you have in your glass tonight as we actually start talking about what you guys produce. We are gonna start with your youngest. What was your first release? That's probably the first question. Before we start talking about the source, what was your first release? So we can go by that order.
Well, we actually released 3 expressions at the same time. So we started with.
So you get to tell us what we started with. I got 6, 9, 12, 14.
Yeah. The 6 was that was our first double gold winner at San Francisco.
Okay.
Was it San Francisco? No, ADI or San Francisco? ADI. That was a really nice email to open up back when we first started.
95 proof.
Tell us a little bit about the 6 years old before we start talking about origin.
Well, we can't tell you where it's sourced from, obviously. That's always a question that everyone asks us, and we just, under like NDAs and blah blah blah, we just stay away from it.
Okay.
But the
From
blending was all done by
the town of Bardstown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It is from Bardstown. It's 6+ years old, and it is blended by none other than Ashley Barnes, who's been our blender since we started this.
Ashley Barnes?
Ashley Barnes. So Ashley.
How don't I know that name? Well,
she's quite a phenom. She's she worked with Jim Rutledge at Four Roses, and then just coincidentally, it was good timing for us when we were looking for a blender. She had kind of went off and freelanced, and we were introduced to her. And man, her and John and I and her partner Monica, we all have very similar palettes, and she has just this unbelievable palette that she can just pull out the best notes of anything. And so we trust her implicitly, and she's come up with some amazing stuff. I mean, we all collectively sit around and kind of figure out what tastes best, but she will do this recommendations, and she will say, hey, we think it should be this, or John and I might chime in and say, we might want proof at 95 or 93 or 92 or 100, depending on how we think it tastes.
And what's the proof on this 93?
95.
Yeah. So that's 95. It's our lowest.
You guys called it the Forester?
The Jokester.
Jokester.
The Jokester. I'm sorry, I can't read.
So I guess I should have told you a little background. What we did for the first set of bottles, first expressions, we to keep with our story, we made a small film for each release we did. So that label is actually a functional ticket that peels open and has a QR code, and it goes to a film that we made. We hired a director and a writer and a producer, and the movies is what named the bottle. So we made a movie called The Jokester, and
oh my God!
Jokester.
Oh,
yeah.
hold on. Okay, I'm an idiot.
We needed a story.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. So here is. I'm gonna sound like an idiot right now. Listen closely. So I knew, like in my head, my confusion with Lucky 7 was like, are they movie people or are they just whiskey people, right? But here's the thing. I've had this bottle for almost 5 months now. Okay. I keep sitting there going, why the fuck he says lift here? Is it just to because the label, right, represent like a movie ticket. I make one. So I always look at him like, the proprietor movie ticket, it's funny. I didn't know I actually had to lift the shit because there's something to watch.
Yes.
Hey, so three movies, 2 days in a bar in Culver City in LA. So we pulled it off, and then they could still open the bar, the Speakeasy Bar at night for business. So we had a lot of fun.
Each one of your bottles have the movie behind it.
Right. Yeah.
So you can buy the bottle not even for the whiskey, just to watch the movie.
Just to watch the movie. Yeah. It was we just thought it would be a cool thing to do with the history of the name. And, John and I are wannabe movie producers. So this is our 2-minute movie that, we put on each bottle. It's just something fun we did. And those movies are actually what named the expression. So the bottle you have called The Proprietor, there's a movie about a bar proprietor. The bottle Jokester, there's the movie about what we would consider a jokester in the film. So
if somebody is like me and did not know this, please put an F in the chat. I don't want to be the only idiot today.
You know what? You're not. Here, I'm going to tell you something. We pushed it a little bit, and then we're kind of like, if it becomes a little bit of the secret that happens once in a while, we're cool with that. You know?
No, I'm gonna tell everybody moving forward.
But hey, it's okay if it kind of like just comes up. Let's say it comes up in a year. You're looking at the bottle. You're like, wait a minute. Did you pull it back? That's good too.
Yeah.
Now we'll on the holiday toast, there is a public domain Charlie Chaplin little movie on there. Now we did. Here's a little inside story of Lucky 7.
A little background.
We did shoot a movie for that at Mike's house. And it's on the cutting room floor. It didn't make the cut. So.
It came out. It was like 8 minutes or something. It was way too long for. So what we really wanted was somebody at a bar, to be drinking our Lucky 7 and kind of scan the bottle and watch like a 2-minute film. That's all we wanted, and this thing came out to be like.
So what you're saying is, next time you're casting, for the next Lucky 7, I can come to casting.
Yes, you definitely can.
No
We would love
Because
that.
if the next
Yeah.
Lucky 7 comes out and I didn't see any email about casting, I'm fine with that. Know your email.
Yes.
That is a freaking cool idea.
But
Right?
seriously, guys, listen though. We wanted to you didn't we were so proud, and we knew we were going to be so proud of the juice in the bottle. We were starting to flirt with gimmicky. You know what I mean? We didn't want to be like, okay, there's a bunch of show and no go. You know, but we just said, hey, this is what we love the bottle. We like the little movie clip, and we're super proud of what we put in there. So we feel like it's the whole package. But yeah, you get what I'm saying though. That was with a balance though. We didn't want to go too over the top. You know, with the
I would take a 5-minute movie with my bottle, because there's like two things I've always in my head thought about. If I ever have my own bottle, there will always be two things on my bottle, and that's trademark. No one steals that. One is there'll be a QR for a podcast of me telling you the story and the tasting note of that bottle, and
That's
then
great.
there'll be a QR of a small movie telling you a little bit of how this thing come about.
Yeah,
that's what I want behind my bottles.
That would be amazing.
So it's one of those things. If you guys are joining us, if you just coming in now, today's a lucky day. It is Lucky 7 on the 7th of February. They just told us about their first expression, which is their 6 years. Is a Kentucky, Bardstown, Kentucky whiskey. 6 years, right? 6 years.
Yeah.
Beautiful nose, very light on the touch. Give you a little shimmer, not even a hug, a little shimmy, and that's it, right? And it's called the Jokester.
That's correct.
And believe it or not, I just found this out. I don't know about you guys, but if you pick up a bottle of Lucky 7, there is a whole ass movie right there while Tim is showing y'all behind the bottle. So if you buy it, yep, you get to see the ticket behind it, because they're movie fanatics and they definitely wanted to make sure that there's something special on each one of their bottles. So you definitely can buy one. Now I'm not, before I say that, let me go check out the movie first. I was about to say you definitely can buy one as a collectible, but I'm like, I don't know about that. It will be a terrible 2-minute movie. You're like, nah.
Me and John produced it, so you never know, you know.
But tell us why you did not go the normal route. I call the normal route, that mean every single person and then when they're starting in craft, all go to the same place, Indiana, to be able to get their bourbon, to be able to actually mass produce. Why did you guys decide to go the other route?
I would say we wanted to check all the boxes, I guess, Kentucky straight bourbon. And we didn't know if it would be forever. But we had just the best the initial Kentucky experience was amazing. And honestly, on the other route, the Indiana route, I do love it that those walls are coming down as well. That there's phenomenal Indiana juice out there.
Well, also Tennessee too. There's a lot of good juice.
Because
sure.
Yeah, and it's no secret that the Indiana, it's you're right there by Kentucky, obviously too. But honestly, it was important to us to start this brand, and Mike said this, and it's simple, but it's true. We wanted our customers to trust anything we put in a bottle, and we started in Kentucky, and we got a pretty good break on our first purchase, kind of out of nowhere, a 10-barrel purchase. And me and Mike didn't know if we were going to even do a brand at this point. And it's kind of our funny story. We did one day in a hotel lobby. Here's a first movie analogy I'm going to use, guys. All right. So I like to say it was when Chevy Chase was going to jump into the pool with Christy Brinkley in Vacation. Do you remember that? The pool was crazy.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
It was presented to us, and we kind of had, you guys know how it goes with aged Kentucky whiskey barrels, Kentucky bourbon barrels. We kind of leaned back in our chairs and like, okay, well, let's do it, And we did it, and we said, worst case, if this brand doesn't get off the ground, we could probably sell these barrels no problem.
Yeah.
So that's part two to our story. And then we started buying them up, and then we were kind of like, only Kentucky. That's what we said.
Well, yeah, I mean, John, I think personally, and I think John's with me on this. I think Kentucky bourbon is, without a doubt, to me, the best bourbon in the world. And if you look at what we've done with our brand, like the bottle is probably one of the best looking bottles I think out there. And we wanted the juice to match it, and there was no other solution than putting just beautiful Kentucky juice in the bottle. I mean, that's what we wanted to do. So, I mean, everything we probably didn't need to spend, and we were also a little concerned about the fancy bottle. Everyone got burned by a fancy bottle, and so we're like, well, maybe we shouldn't do such a fancy bottle. But JP and I always we just love premium. We wouldn't have it any other way. So we wanted the fancy bottle. We wanted the best juice, and really there's no other place for us than to source out of Bardstown or out of Kentucky in general, just anywhere in Kentucky. But that's not to say in the future, we come across something absolutely amazing, we got to put it in the bottle. But to what John said, anything that goes in the Lucky 7 bottle is going to be phenomenal, and we want that to sort of resonate with everybody. And it's going to take years and years and years to gain that trust, but there will not be a bad bottle of Lucky 7 out there. Trust us. I mean, there's going to be phenomenal juice that we're going to get, and it's just going to be put in that bottle for you.
I just poured the 12-year. Can you tell us a little bit about the 12-year? Name, the idea behind it.
That's what I'm drinking right now.
Okay, hold on. 12-year. Yep, right here. So the name is called The Hold Up, right?
The Hold Up, and like Mike was saying earlier, that refers to the movie that we did. It's a parody movie. There we go. So I like to say it's a black leather jacket. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everyone's had that black leather jacket that after like 3-4 years, now it fits perfectly, right?
Yeah.
That's this right at 100 proof. I think when I imagined us doing this brand, this is what I imagine right here. The 100 proof, a nice small batch bourbon, 100 proof. And it's just every batch has been amazing, but there's nothing like the first time, right? Batch one, me and Mike argue about it, and different nights we'll change our mind on the batches, but I pulled out the batch one tonight for the special occasion. And once again, thank you guys for having us on. But
so can I ask you so Jack and I have batch 3. You're sipping on batch 1.
Yeah.
I heard, you said you guys go back and forth on which one you prefer. What's different from what you're sipping on to what we're sipping on right now?
Very, very little.
Cool.
Yeah. There's I think in batch 1, it's I would say it's a little more I don't know, caramelly or smoother at the end. There's less bite to it than what you're drinking. There's a little bite at the end of that one, which
I was about to say, this doesn't taste like Kentucky bourbon.
Ooh,
it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
This does not taste like Kentucky bourbon at all.
Oh, guys.
It's good bourbon.
Oh,
I mean, it's good. It's Kentucky for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, even the note have a little edge of peanutty.
Oh.
Which batch are you on?
We got batch 3.
Yeah.
Batch
whatever
3
was sent to me. So
batch
he
3.
has the bottle of what we have.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is very, very unique.
Jack, do you get mint on the nose at all?
No, I'm getting peanut, minty peanut, peppermint peanut is what I'm getting on the nose.
Man,
I will. If you didn't know any better, would you say turkey? Yes.
It's
That's
not.
that's what I
But
would have said. If you wasn't a blind, I would have said turkey.
I'm
I
good with
love
that.
I love that both you guys are smirking right now. It makes me real happy. It makes me happy that you're happy about us being happy drinking your product.
Well,
Cheers to you guys.
Because this is kind of the profile of the nose I had when I did the blind for the World Whiskey Taster, and I can know turkey from anywhere.
Man,
And
good oak, sweet, nutty,
yeah,
spicy.
the only distillery in Kentucky
Mm.
that have that weird ass peanutty-ish peppermint, a little spice. It's not strong, like it's not a hug. It's a cinnamon spice.
yeah, that's what I was describing. Like you get a little sizzle at the end. And just
I
so
have
you
one
guys know,
question.
oh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna pry too hard because I know you guys had NDAs. But is there more than one distillery in this blend?
No.
Absolutely.
So it's from one distillery.
Yes.
So it's 12-year-old product from one place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
and when we say okay, so blending, let's go to there. Like basically the process is as follows. We'll have a bunch of barrel inventory that will require or ask for samples from the rick house. We'll pull all these samples and then goes to Ashley Barnes. Ashley starts to pull these and taste all of the samples over the course of like a few weeks. And then it's not Beam, whoever's shot it. Anyway, so she'll take meticulous notes. She has a spreadsheet. I've seen it. It's ridiculous. I don't know who can create such a thing, but she has these tasting notes laid out on this massive matrix spreadsheet. And what she does is she matches all of the barrels with all the flavor notes with all the barrels. So you're not going to get a barrel that's been blended with, a minty peanutty flavor versus a very caramelly vanilla oaky flavor. All of those will be blended together, and all of what you just described will be blended together. And that's sort of what makes what we do, I wouldn't say different, but special and extra. I don't know what other distilleries and brands do, but we take the time to go through every single barrel, take down those tasting notes.
This is the whole bottle I should have gotten.
And yeah.
Hey, I was gonna say yours was poured into a different bottle. I hope.
I know it's like I hope that didn't affect my, the taste.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
But
I'm kidding.
I would tell you right now, it's.
So
it's
yeah,
damn,
when I say checking the difference between batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, batch 4, I'm talking just like you would any other brand. Just very little nuance.
Like little nuance.
One of us could tell.
Yeah,
sure.
Little tiny things.
Man,
I will be honest. And I said, and I thought, I really thought the 14 was fantastic. But I'll be very honest because the 14 is the first ever Lucky 7 I bought personally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought it was way too expensive for a new brand. This is me being very honest and transparent with y'all. But I had it and I said, this was a steal. I had a deal on this bottle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it was that delicious. I tell you guys, a lot of brand, I tell people, you can either pay me to talk about you, or if you're really good, I will talk about you. When I talk about a brand, I take the time to write a whole op about it, and they didn't pay me about it. It's because you are truly, good, or the juice is truly good. Plenty of people reach out to me to talk about their bottles, and I will have it. I'll send them a message to tell them how I feel about it, but it wasn't good enough for me to actually talk about it. Now, if you pay me, I'll bring you in and we can talk about it. But when I posted about the 14-year, a lot of message I received from people were, is that even worth it? Is it that good? Are they paying you? And I'm like, no, I bought this with my own money and I actually fucking love it. Right. So
I'm really excited to drink the 14.
But I would tell you right now, This is what I want.
Guys, real talk. I want to
Tim,
crack the
Tim,
top.
you
of
guys
I
give
want
Tim
to
his
crack
bottle.
the.
Mike,
This is how I feel about this.
this is not JP. Mike, I want my bottle.
You want,
Because JP obviously only had one bottle to split among
Oh
us.
no. Hey,
Well,
at the time,
At the time,
that's what I had.
at the time.
So
I want my own
a
bottle of the
case.
12 year.
Also, I want to tell you, like, you know, as you work your way, as you work your way up, like, we sort of envision this kind of enjoyment. Like, you know, the 14 year, right? That's cast strength 100. It's averaging 134, 135 proof. You can't sip on that all night long. I mean, you can. I don't think you're gonna feel your legs.
We've done it.
But yeah, we've done it. But I'm just saying,
You
like,
guys have done it.
we wanted a I don't know, a range of expressions that you can enjoy. You know, some are daily drinkers, some are you enjoy with some friends, and some, you know, you just have one drink of and you know, or two drinks of it, and you enjoy it for later, and you know, and put it away.
I can see that. I can see going forward. I can see that trend here. You
Yeah.
guys, as far as you wanted them to drink your brand all the way through the night, right? Or all the way through the week, or all the way through the month, or whatever. Yeah, that's apparent. And this 12 year is speaking to my soul.
Like I said, Mike, I want my own 12 year because I feel cheated out of my own
Hey,
bottle.
listen,
got
here's what happened.
We each got half. We each got half.
I sent two.
But actually, it's because I want my
movie.
movie.
I left it at
I really want my movie. I want my own ticket.
So
the next movie
we won't even ask for an audition. We'll just, you know, you're offer only, they call it. Offer only.
You have more camera time than most people anyway.
I would tell you right now, let's talk about this. Made me double take for a minute because we know there's a lot of trademark on double oak. So a lot of people cannot use the word double oak on their bottle. But I never had the double oak. People are saying it's delicious. This double oak comes in at 57. So 115 is the holiday toast. And it's Kentucky straight as well. They say it was finished in toasted New American oak. Tell us a little bit about it.
You want to go, John, or you want me to? I could.
You go.
Go
I'll go second.
All right.
I like going after.
Tell you a little about it. So we came across this juice. I don't know now, 2 years ago maybe, and it was a younger juice when we got it, and we sampled it, and it was phenomenal. And you know, up until that point, DP and I were really sourcing like more, you know, 6 year and up, and so we bought it, and we all sat around and decided to put it in a secondary barrel, and we wanted to finish it in something pretty darn nice. So we went with a very heavily toasted barrel from the Calvin Cooperage up in
oh my
Kentucky.
God.
Oh, did you have the did you taste it or nose it?
I'm tasting. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, I'm nosing it right now, and I'm like, this tastes like toffee, caramel toffee.
It's been a huge deal for us.
Yeah, we're really proud of that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we get that reaction a lot.
Guys,
let me get some water because I feel like I feel like I'm gonna need a cigarette after this one.
So it
Oh
hit
my
kind of at a
God.
weird time though, guys. I mean, like we were missing, the winter holidays and distribution wise, and it was a big frustration for me and Mike. And it was like, I think it finally hit one of our biggest retailers at the week between
January or something like that. Right?
No, it was the end. I think it was the end of the week between Christmas and New Year's. So
okay,
it would have been ideal if it was November, and it could have happened, but it just didn't.
So yeah, and that's how the name actually. So we dumped these barrels, and
I need
glad you're enjoying it. We filled. Actually, I should say dump. We filled the
Whoa,
secondary
cinnamon.
barrel.
Yes, the cinnamon is just
Right.
all over your mouth,
Ooh, yeah.
and it coats your whole mouth. Like,
Now I
Oh.
want some, man. I wish I would have brought a
it's
bottle
like,
with me.
I got one back here. Mike,
Well,
I
whoa.
can't help
don't
you.
do me any
I
good.
can't help you.
Yeah.
whoa, the
Oh, man.
cinnamon, the cinnamon.
Yeah. So we filled those barrels in, I think it was early spring, and we let it sit. And I asked Ashley to go and pull a sample in September, and she called me or texted me going crazy. She's like, "Oh my God, this stuff is so good! It's so good. We got to dump now." I'm like, "All right, let's." We dumped all the barrels, and we started filling it ready for Christmas. This was, what year was this? 2020,
Yeah, so
right?
whatever.
Or-
Not this Christmas, but the one before.
Yeah.
2020.
Anyway, we just, I don't know, call it magic, luck, whatever. We were so pleased with it. It came out amazing, and we just I drink it all the time. It's some of my favorite stuff.
Guys, I
But-
have so many questions. Okay, so blend wise, I know that it's not age stated, and that's fine. But the only reason I'm asking this is because how velvety and how luscious it sits on the palate. How old are we dealing with here?
When we filled the barrel, the secondary barrel, it was about four or 4.5 year.
That's super
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
And then
color
what kind of toast or char are we dealing with in a secondary barrel?
It was a really heavy toast, and
Okay.
the char was high as well. So it was a heavy toast and a higher char. Trying to remember.
I can tell the youth of the whiskey by the sharpness at the finish, but all the feel good flavors are so much at the front.
Yeah.
That the cinnamon, it's almost like that cinnamon is burning, right? They're like cinnamon spice.
Yeah.
But is, now that you say it, it's not the cinnamon, it's the sharpness of the whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's
so damn good.
Obviously, it's not cast strength. We proofed it to 115, and a lot of that has to do with Ashley's palate. And she's kind of playing with your senses right there, and
100%.
pushing it as far as they can go without being too overpowering.
I am.
Wow.
I'm not a
Mike,
double oak.
Mike gave you a little more
secondary-
info than he normally
secondary
does.
barrel kind of guy, but this is phenomenal. I'm always super intrigued with a brand when you could take a younger product and get so much flavor, but still have such a beautiful presence on your palate. I mean, it is just like velvet on my palate. I am so stoked about this.
We can't speak for other brands, but we could only speak for ourselves. We take a lot of time to decide what we want to do, led by Ashley, but me, Mike, and Monica as well.
I need to meet Ashley.
Picky. Oh yeah. She's amazing.
We got to get Ashley on here sometime.
And then also, and with our single barrels too, it'd be real tempting for us to say anything 14-year-old or 12-year-old. Any of those barrels are single barrels, but we're strict about, even at that, what we consider worthy to be, a single barrel. So.
Yeah.
Are we going to see anything that's extra age stated like this again, as far as 14-year, or is this kind of going to be like a one and done? Like, what's the plan with that going forward? If you can talk about it.
Yeah.
No, we plan on continuing that the 14-year and the 12-year. We also came out with this. I don't know if you got this yet. It's probably too new, but it's our 6-year single barrel.
We are not obviously cool enough.
No, we're definitely not cool enough.
You coming on the show
Listen.
and you don't actually send us the new shit that we need to
No.
It just came out.
JP, I'm looking at you, JP.
I can promise you this. We have never sent a case of a sorted case to anyone. That's the most we've ever sent to any kind of influencer / show or whatever. I promise you that. And
I'm not an influencer. I'm
didn't
a
say that.
lover. I'm a
I said
lover of your
others.
whiskey.
I said other influencers,
That's
not you. Hey, listen though. Listen, honestly, everyone assumes, and this is no joke, that me and Mike will have like our little case section in our homes of our own. I promise you, what you are seeing. I keep batch one of anything we do. I'll keep one bottle of each. There is nothing in my home except for the bottles that are open and one, because I always end up sending it or giving it or whatever. So I swear for both of us, we keep
So
talking.
pretty much, Mike, you fucked up on this
God.
one. You just pulled out your bottle
I gave you.
and just wiggling it around our face.
No, you know what, JP?
It
I
was
will say,
coming.
I was super shocked when I stopped by the Moxie to pick this package up, and they brought out a whole fucking box, and I was like,
A little shout out to the Moxie real quick.
okay,
Me and
yeah,
Mike,
dude.
I love the
Absolutely.
Moxie.
Oh, that's
Small
where we that's our
rooms.
spot.
They're functional. They also carry Lucky 7 now, by the way.
Yep.
But
Nice.
when,
Yeah.
when are you coming into town? We get to get you to Louisville.
What, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in town every 3 months.
Okay, we got to put it on the calendar. We're gonna go to
I'm literally in town every 3 months. The goal is to be there end of March. I'm gonna be in town. So
All right.
I'm in town every 3 months. So I'm in Louisville minimum.
we gotta
Repeal.
Four
we're gonna go
times
get a
a-
nice dinner at Repeal, and then we'll hit the town.
I'm pretty sure we have a bottling date at the end of March. Maybe you can meet us at the run through the bottling hall with us and
you know what?
Hey,
You
hey.
Yeah,
you know what?
and
If-
you
if
too.
you-
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you send me an invite, I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
well, we got to know when you're coming.
So
I'm-
I'm gonna say,
You can know when I'm coming, or you can just invite me and I'll be there.
All right.
That's true
Dude,
too.
that's more
because
the merrier.
because
brand-
Omaha Louisville for me is literally a 2.5
Oh.
plane away.
that's
You don't need to convince me to come to Louisville. I'll be there.
All right.
Lucky 7 is
Cool.
also on my bar as well. In fact, that's how JP and I met.
Yeah.
He walked into my bar, sat down, and started asking me questions about Lucky 7. I said, man, I'll be real honest with you. I don't know shit about it, and I would love to know
Oh,
more.
man.
And he goes, well, as a matter of fact, and I was like, God dang, look what
God
just
damn it.
walked in.
You never know.
You never know, man. You
Yeah.
never know.
So
And
sweet.
I am happy. I've waited
Yeah.
to drink it with you guys.
Yeah, I'm so
because
glad.
I'm.
I didn't know you hadn't had that yet.
I was waiting. I was
I
waiting.
feel privileged to have witnessed that.
no,
Enjoyment.
I would tell you is that your Instagram, like I was talking, before the show, is the reason why I decided to just buy my own bottle. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. These people don't answer. Let me get a bottle from my group. It's a single barrel. Let me get a bottle. Let me try it to see, are
Yeah.
they even worth having on, talking to?
I wish you knew the background. Hood. We talk about you all the time. We have you on like the top of this list. And I think me and Mike are both probably guilty, because I was like, oh, no. We're doing a show together. He's
No,
we're
but what
sending-
happened there is that now that we had it, and then I think the day I was opening it, it was right around, right before Christmas. The day I was opening it, Tim is like, hey, I talked to a guy from Lucky 7, blah, blah, blah. And literally, Tim will tell you, I'm like, oh, those motherfuckers, they'll never answer their message. It's
Wait,
like,
wait,
no.
But we
I
do,
thought-
hey, we do our research. We knew
Yeah.
you guys
No.
did the
He's
show
like,
together.
no. He's like, no. I talked to the owner, and I'm like, oh, okay, I will let you handle that, because on my side, it's been all city all along. And he's like, oh, no, we got some. I'm like, but I will tell you one thing, I drink their juice. That shit's good. So I'm not even gonna hold them on that one. So
Thank you.
somebody want to ask,
A barrel pick question.
yeah, somebody want to know, how do they go on a list of your barrel picks?
We certainly have a list. And Mike, do you know how many we're up to? Is it 30 that we've done? 40? I mean, obviously some have been for like Benny's in Chicago, they've done multiple, or in Illinois, 44 locations. They've done multiple barrel picks. And
yeah,
as far as at least one, 30 different ones between.
Yeah.
12, 14, and 6-year-old?
To answer what we're doing now is we have 14-year that we're doing big. Actually, we don't even sell 14-year anymore without doing a barrel pick because it's become so popular that we just make everyone pick a bottle and either sell it at their whiskey society or in their retail store or whatever. And it's been really fun, and it's a good way to like kind of promote the brand and also promote the retail shop and or whoever's doing the pick. So for
obviously we got Sean here. Sean is a store owner in New York. Sean came with,
I think is Sean from New York? Is Sean from New York? Yeah, I believe we worked with him through our distributor.
Oh no, he said he did 2 barrel pick. He loved Lucky 7.
Yeah, I remember that
I
name.
I actually saw him post, and usually by the time he posts his Lucky 7, it's gone. It's already gone.
Yeah. Sean's fun.
Jack and I need to get on the list.
Yeah. So long story short, we'll put your name on the list. It's not like like a list like the Soho House or anything. I mean, it's like we'll get to you. I mean, we're only doing about. I think we're doing anywhere between 10 and 20 barrels a fill. So what we'll do is we'll do our fill. We'll have about 10 to 20 barrel picks at a time, and then we'll send samples out to a bunch of people, and whatever they pick, they pick, right. And that's kind of how it works.
Being in the industry for a little bit and understanding how things work, you don't need to explain yourself. I will tell you, is anymore as a new brand, is a privilege to actually be on the list for a barrel pick. I tell people that all the time.
Absolutely.
If you don't understand it, you're too new in the industry to know what's going on.
Yeah, right. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier, guys. Too, it's like trust. If we don't have a sample because it's the last barrel we have available, and sure you could sample it, but if you don't take it, the next person will. We're very picky, like I said, about what is worthy, even at 14 years of what's worthy.
Storytime said they're in 100%. What is the best way for them to reach out to you? What's the contact information? Because Instagram may not be the place, so let give them.
If you go to hi at lucky7spirits.com, all spelled out, that email goes to me. And I'm the one that's writing everybody's name on the list and allocating and doing all of that. So
whether you heard them, hi at Lucky 7, right?
No, hi at Lucky 7 Spirits with an S.
Lucky 7 Spirit. Hi at Lucky 7 Spirit.com.
Yeah. That will go to me, and I will write down everyone's name, and we have everything. We don't skip lines. We don't do it. We want everyone to get their pick. We're just trying to produce as much as we can. Believe it or not, the one thing that holds us up is labels. With the supply chain shortage and all that stuff. Like we have to wait. Sometimes we have to wait 6 or 8 weeks for labels, and that's sometimes what the problem is. So it depends.
But also we don't hesitate
at Lucky 7 Spirits.
And we don't hesitate to jump into if something needs extra attention with our own personal emails and phone numbers as well, guys. So keep that in mind. But hi is the way to start. And then after that, if we feel it needs extra attention, we'll jump in.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go to this closer. Let's get this 14 year.
I actually did not open my bottle that I got because now that I know there's a movie behind it. So I'm pouring myself the barrel pick Lucky 7.
Well, we're not drinking the same thing now. Come on, man.
So is whiskey bourbon enthusiast barrel pick.
Oh yeah.
Hold it up a little bit. I can't see. What's the proof on there?
The proof on this is 132.
There you go.
So 66.25. What is yours?
This one's 132.1.
Okay.
This is barrel number 11.
Mine is barrel 30th.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
And
hold on a second.
And Sean, I actually got one from Sean. And Sean one actually I'm not opening because Sean one
Woo.
is actually special. I actually saw Sean one and I'm like,
Yeah.
I am not opening my Sean. Unfortunately, yours I'm keeping for the day the day I'm getting married is when I'm opening.
Okay.
All right.
That's great.
As long as we're invited to the wedding, then all
Yeah.
good.
I'll make sure to send you an invite.
We'll bring
Yeah.
some extra.
Mm. Mm. I will tell you right now. Yes, we've been drinking some whiskey so far, but this does not drink like 132 proof.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
If you see
This is dangerous.
if you see my review of the one I did from Bourbon Enthusiast, that's the first thing I said. I did say that I never tasted a good whiskey that does not taste like its proof.
Mhm.
I mean, it's got a little kick on your mid palate that lets you know it's there, but it's not gasoline. And,
Wherever you getting your whiskey from, keep doing it because honestly,
yeah.
Thank you.
you guys totally are.
Whew.
14
Well,
year.
It's a collective effort. I would say, we do source obviously, but it's the whole process. It's getting the barrels, it's sampling them, it's deciding what to make as a single barrel. It's all of that. John and I our input and
The nose on this is like a kiss from your high school girlfriend. That's the best way to describe it.
oh, that brings back memories.
I know. That's literally what it is. The nose transport you even when you don't want to. Like I want to give like tasting notes, but I want everybody to imagine the first time that girl that they had this major crush on just kissed them.
I'm gonna close
That's
my
the
eyes
nose.
here.
Okay?
I'm with you.
That's literally the nose. This girl you had this major crush on just let you plant one on her and even let you go to second base. Your life is over at that time.
Hood's a poet. I've just realized he's a bit of a
I
poet.
tell people all the time, and Tim will tell you, good whiskey is not about really the proof, the origin, or the taste. It's how it makes you feel, right? See, if I'm gonna remember Lucky 7, is how it's gonna make me feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with you.
The other thing is this. Yes, this is a show, but this is really what we'd be doing if we were sitting at a bar, with good.
No, this is not I would tell you, if your Monday sucks, we tell you the same thing over and over.
Yeah, but what else do you?
We are people lovers first and whiskey lovers second. So this is four friends just hanging out.
Are you doing this
with your vodka soda? We're enjoying some amazing Lucky 7.
We're not doing this with our vodka soda. We're doing this with our, good.
I will. Okay, so this 14-year, this reminds me. Okay, so like, you eat good food, you eat really good food, and then you eat amazing food. The food that you take a bite and you have to set all your utensils down and sit back in your chair and you go, fuck. Fuck.
Yeah. It's kind of how
this is fine dining in a bottle.
That's a good way to put it.
I like that.
Boom. Back.
Yeah.
Done.
And you kind of nailed it. Back to my point, you're not going to go fine dining every night. You're just not, right? So that's why we kind of worked our way up to this point. And so we were trying to have something for everything, and everybody.
Oh my God.
So the proprietor guys would be anything that's 12 years old, the white label, anything that's 12 years old and older. So the 12-year and the 14-year. And then
the proprietor is also reserved for anything single barrel cask strength.
Let me rephrase that. The white label proprietor would be 12 years old.
Yeah. Right.
So
because
in Whiskey Advocate, in that one, the 12-year-old proprietor got 94. Hello.
That's the 12. Yeah.
Woo.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So
But it's
I can't
all
see
this
it.
stuff is nice and everything.
That's
And
right.
Whiskey Advocate, great publication, but we feel like it's because we only pick these select barrels for people to enjoy, and we know $130 or 40, whatever it ends up being, is a lot of money for people. But what I do like to say,
Worth it.
and
Worth it.
but it can last as long as you want as well. You know, unlike a bottle of expensive wine where it's gone in the night, um, you can drag it out as long as you want.
Oh my God.
So
And
if all of you here, I would tell you, I want to know. I want you to refer me to who made your website, because when I went on this website last week, before we go on the show, I actually do my own investigation on the brand to see exactly what the brand is about, And but I always like to know if they have their own artistic way of doing things, and are they just selling me bullshit? Or are they really just about what a certain thing? So that's why I really wanted to hear from y'all. What is the idea behind the brand, right? Because I was really confused. Is it gambling? Is it
yeah,
movies? Is it what
Right.
is it, right? And I will tell you right now, as I go through the website is well done. You know everything you need to know about the product itself. I'm very, like, this is a website I can navigate on as many times as I want to. Uh, I'm glad Mike doesn't have the ball head anymore. He have a hat on today, because when I saw him on the website, I was scared. Um,
yes,
this is James Bond villain. That is
yeah.
gone. But I will tell you right now, if you guys need to, is rolling underneath there is lucky7spirit.com. And
Yep.
if you need to connect with them, the Instagram is there. Their
Yep.
Instagram is there. The Facebook is there. And also contact us is also there, where you can go and send them a quick message to know
Also,
what you need to do.
one thing that people don't know is that you can actually buy from our website too. So,
Right. So, I
you know,
mean, it depends on the state you're in, but
right, yeah,
from,
yeah.
from their
Whatever,
website, you can actually purchase directly what you need to purchase on
yeah.
their website.
Hey,
Um,
And we really try
I have to
hard
try this.
to make all the expressions available, just because we know how difficult it is sometimes when you go to a store and you can't get a bottle you want, or you're chasing a bottle around and whatever. Sometimes it might be marked up. I don't know. But we try to have all our expressions on the website as much as possible, just to give everyone an
that's
opportunity.
why I was kind of, and so you said it already, but I was like, oh, that 6 year, the 6 year proprietor, um, of the Lucky Seven was on the website, but I didn't see it in what we got. So when you sent me the 6 year, and you were like, oh, it's 94 proof, I was a little confused at the beginning, because I'm like, oh, that's there is on the website I saw is a cast strength one. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
The blue
something
label, yeah.
off. Yeah, the blue label. Something
Yeah.
was off here. So needless to say, I will be expecting my 12 my
We
12 year and
we
a
got
blue label
And
in
the
the mail.
6 year single.
Yeah, the
yeah.
6 year single in the mail, because I'm very curious if the 14 year swoop me off my feet like a damsel in distress. I'm wondering what the 6 year, what the 6 year is going to do,
Yeah.
and what's the flavor profile.
Damn.
One thing I would tell you is that I get bored during interviews, because my
ADHD.
ADHD kicks in, and usually people don't tell me things I'm sure interested about. But as I'm drinking this, it felt like a gradual conversation, a gradual improvement of taste. And obviously now, somebody said they want the 6 year to be able to complete. This is one of those that you do want the set, because you can literally, like, as somebody who teach whiskey classes sometime, I can take someone to a tasting to go, hey, here's a 6 year bourbon, here's 100, a 12 year bourbon,
Yeah.
here's a
Mhm.
14 year bourbon, here's what when you have a heavy charred tastes like, right? So you can
Yep.
kind of walk people through this thing I may not know Kentucky bourbon, but I know the basics. I know exactly what I should expect. You guys are setting the golden standard here, and all I can say is congratulations. I can
No,
see a lot
thanks.
of great things happening for you. Just don't go crazy. Keep keep north, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I'm
get
I'm
it.
from Africa. They always say when you lost, keep north, right? Keep north.
That's
So
No,
great
keep
advice.
north because I think
I
it's
appreciate the advice, and honestly, it's an honor, guys, to be on your show. Me and Mike really appreciate it from the bottom of
Yeah.
our hearts.
Yeah, this was
And
fun. We don't do a lot
cheers,
of these.
boys. Yeah, we don't.
no,
Cheers. We
absolutely.
will.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, you
Now,
guys.
now we are approaching the end of the show, and on this show, you
So,
cannot come on Monday Sucks, especially on our YouTube, Facebook channel, and not answer this question that we have.
I heard
This
about this
major
one.
question. Because this is Monday Sucks, we have to ask you to give us an advice that does not suck. Okay, because there's plenty of advice there that do suck,
That's right.
and on Monday Sucks we will tell you we need for our viewers here and other people, we need one advice. It could be from your grandma, your great grandma, from your dad, your life guru, your coach, even your wife when she's mad at you, about advice, one advice that does not suck.
One.
Since we
I'm
started
ready.
the show with JP, we are gonna go. We started the show with Mike. I'm gonna go to JP to be the first one to give us one advice that does not suck.
So we made some references to the girl, the first kiss, right? And what did we the ballroom girl? Did you was it something like that? But
Mhm.
so when you're younger, you're afraid, right, to approach that girl, right? Because I just can't get up the nerve to do it. And then she walks away, you'll never see her again in your life. All right. So let's start there with you see that girl, you have to go talk to her. But my point is not necessarily that. You see that opportunity, and me and Mike talk about that all the time. And you always say, hey, but I'll contact that person some other way. Maybe I'll reach out to them, but they're there. They're sitting there, right? And I always say to myself, what would I do? You know, if someone came up to me, what would I do? I would love it. I'd love it when people come up to me and say hi, or hey, I saw you here. I say hi, say you there. So my advice is if you see someone and you want to go talk to them to better yourself, to better your business, to better your life, go. Don't be shy. Go do that because most people are still good. That's it.
All right, all right. That's one. Mike, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna break the rules and tell you two. I'll tell you what I tell my kids. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. So that's one advice,
You
right?
can pick your friend, you
Um,
can pick your nose, but you cannot pick your friend. No, I like that one.
Now, the adult advice. I would say, even through this process with me and John, I think him and I both trusted our gut. And, even when it was uncomfortable, where, him and I are putting up more than we could afford, more than we could risk to do an endeavor like this or any endeavor, we still had like a gut feeling that we knew we thought we knew what we were doing. And so I guess my advice is if you do have that feeling, if there's something that you want to do and you have a gut that like there's just you're gonna fucking be able to do it, like you just know, go with your gut. And I've done it many times since then, and it's paid off. It took this experience to have the confidence to go with my gut, but since then I've gone with my gut on a lot of things, and it's made all the difference in the world. So when go with your gut, and trust yourself, and that would be my advice.
Absolutely. To
Yeah.
reiterate on what JP said, talking about when an opportunity presents itself, go for it. I'm gonna give y'all a wisdom from Africa. So, wisdom from Africa: The man that does not tell the girl he likes about his feelings will end up fetching her water at her wedding.
Wow. I like that.
Damn.
Ah,
I like
it's
that.
wisdom
Damn.
from Africa.
Damn.
Yes.
To simply put, if you do not tell people what you feel right now, if you not jump on that opportunity right in front of you, you may end up being the butt of the joke or the butt of the situation. When it's there, enjoy it right away. Say how you feel right away. Jump on that opportunity so you don't have any regret later on. That's my
Good
advice. On
advice.
this. Fuck.
Very good.
Love that.
I'm gonna leave you with one thing too. Stop being it's just plain and simple. Stop being afraid to be yourself. A lot I would feel like I mean I even deal with this sometimes too. I'm afraid to be myself because of what someone might think or feel, right?
Yeah.
Be yourself, and the people that matter are still gonna be around. And the ones that don't, they're gonna show their hand, and it's a great opportunity for you to see those people were not worth having in your circle. They're gonna show their ass, they gone. Be true to
Yeah.
yourself. Be the real you. Don't be afraid.
Great
Great
advice.
advice.
gentlemen. Great advice.
You heard it here first.
It's advice
It's
that doesn't suck.
Is the 7th of February, and we had the beautiful chance to have Lucky 7. Mike, JP, you are now part of the Monday Sucks family. If there's anything you need us to talk about, if there's anything you want us to talk about, or if there's ever a moment where you need to actually talk about anything, because we are people lovers first and whiskey lovers second, this is now your home. You are now part of our family. You are just like family. We will bother you, and we are okay with you bothering us. So,
Right.
if
We're
you
honored.
ever
We're
find
honored to be
yourself,
in that family.
if you ever find yourself where you need us to talk about anything, all you have to do is call, email, text, and we will be there for you. You are doing
Same
an
goes.
amazing job. You are doing great in the industry. All we can want for you is success. All we want for you is great luck, and you know as much opportunities that can find your way. And I want to tell y'all right now, it was truly a pleasure having y'all on the show. I cannot wait to see what coming up next.
Oh
And
yeah.
like I said,
Yep.
stay true to yourself.
Mm.
Don't change for anybody. And I'm
Got
pretty
it.
sure there is amazing things that's gonna happen. For all of you guys following, he's Tim Verriper. He's TVR, the Single Barrel Snob, on Instagram. You can find him on Modern Thirst when he's out here telling you about whiskey. And if you're ever in Kentucky, stop by Evergreen Liquors and see if he can teach you some shit about what you're gonna drink.
That's
Me,
what I did.
I am Jack
Yep.
Biggett, aka the Hood Sommelier, and I'm always here to teach you about some shit that you don't know. But more than anything, I'm here to actually learn as much as you guys know. Every Monday we have Monday Sucks, and if you are on Instagram or Facebook, every Tuesday I got wisdom from Africa to make your life a little much better. But for all of you guys here, thank you all so much for jumping on. And if you haven't seen it, we reminded you, luckyspirits.com. Go and check what JP and Mike are doing out there. It was a pleasure having y'all.
Our
Can't wait
pleasure.
to actually have you again. Next week is the Valentine's Day, y'all.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's Valentine's Day. And what
Yeah,
happened on
reminder,
Valentine's
guys.
Day?
Forgot
If you
about that.
can buy roses, make sure you get her at least 4 roses. So that's the little hint I'm
Minimum.
gonna give y'all for
That's
good
Valentine's
advice.
Day. If you can buy her roses, make sure you share some 4 roses with her to say, baby, I couldn't get you roses, but I have a 4 roses.
I don't know. I don't know if pulling the 4 roses off your
Hey,
your back
you know what?
pocket
Take only 2 or 3 grams, and she'll forget that you did not buy roses. And that's what we have for you next
I like
week.
it.
We'll be giving a dozen roses to everybody that come on the show to have a good time with us and really enjoy their Valentine's Day. Maybe that'll be the first baby that will be made 9 months later to be called Monday Sucks Baby.
There
We
you
don't
go.
know. But we
Nice.
are here for all of it. Mike, JP, thank you so much for being here and for
Love you
all of
guys.
you guys
Much
following
love.
us every
Yes,
Monday.
family.
I couldn't be any proud. Thank you all for being here, and
Yeah, thank you for
we,
having us.
we don't know
appreciate it.
what the hell we doing, but we are here and we are talking about it.
Well,
Fantastic.